Hi, this is Loredana Nicolae from NNC Services. Today we have a topic that's related to our upcoming webinar on how outsourcing changes now that we are all working remotely, and also maybe due to the current crisis. So I wanted to see what's up there, and I wanted to make you aware perhaps of, for example, is the professional confidence across industries. And as you can see, public administration, legal, manufacturing, and finance are still pretty confident in terms of jobs and finances and career, but things are starting to heat up. Even if software and healthcare and even education are pretty safe right now, construction and transport and logistics and corporate services are already in the yellow area. As you can see, there are some industries that are hit really bad. I would argue to say that these are actually the industries that are closely related to the fact that they cannot or have not enabled the work from home for their employees before. So for example, if maybe in terms of recreation and travel, yeah, how can you deliver remote experiences? However, in terms of media and communications, this is something unprecedented and they should have been ready for it. Some very interesting things that I also took a look at is to see how the major outsourcers, for example, how India is dealing with the crisis. And it seems that even the biggest Indian outsourcing groups, if you read a Financial Times article that's very recently issued, like on the 30th of March, you will notice how hit they are anyway. In regards to the current crisis, for example, there is a new study about that Everest Group put out in regards to what service disruptions have you seen? And again, I focused on India as the biggest outsourcing market. I believe that all of the other outsourcing markets may face at the lower level what India is suffering right now. As you can see, they're hit pretty bad, and they've experienced more than 50% of minor disruptions and some over 20% of really heavy disruptions. That being said, I believe that our space is hit in terms of outsourcing. We're not even going to be in the first ones that are, let's say, enabled by the government, or the big politics are not going to look at this as the main point when resuming operations. As you can see, healthcare and public transportation and utilities and so on are going to be some of the most important areas of priority to come back to the new normal. But even in these circumstances, I dare to say that if you look at all the sectors that are enabling the remote work and how they are enabling it, unfortunately, I haven't been able to find a newer statistic in regards to the sectors and how are they implementing remote work. I think that you will get a direct link to the confidence across industries and the severe impact. So working from home and enabling work from home practices is especially critical in outsourcing, and we are going to talk about it in our webinar on Thursday. So as you can see from McKinsey, and I've referred to this study before, defining the future of work and consumption is one of the critical factors in defining the new normal. So please take a look at their studies and their briefings, that one that just came out a couple of weeks ago. Please don't forget that, for example, when we talk about how outsourcing is actually going to be hit, we talk about a few factors. So for example, you may want to talk about how the decreased productivity and performance can be mitigated, or how even the fact that the global supply chains are disrupted can be an enabler for outsourcing. So there's many things that we're going to tackle, is for anything from how you can manage the cash flow crisis to how software outsourcing companies are dealing right now with the coronavirus. Few things that I can advise you right off the bat, and what we've seen that works through our business network, is permitting the remote workplace for your employees. Encouraging, of course, the ones that are sick to stay at home and to take care of their families, managing their business travels, all the cancellations and everything, training the leaders, and providing them with a modern digital tool set, but also with the right skills. Don't panic, there's solutions for everything. I believe that this is actually a great potential for outsourcing businesses in any field. Please join our webinar, the 5th in our webinar series. This is growing bigger and bigger every time, and we're happy that this is our contribution to our business ecosystem. Previous webinars had a fantastic feedback in terms of how we were able to support businesses with practical advice, how this is a real open conversation about business issues, and how we could all benefit from growing through this crisis together. Please register to our webinar. I'm going to leave the links below, and I look forward to seeing you on Thursday. Thank you. Bye.